Over Independence Day weekend, in plain sight, a national coalition of 80 artists, activists, and organizers chartered a fleet of planes to type impactful poetic messages in the sky over detention centers across the United States. These phrases offered recognition and hope to detained community members while exposing the vast scale of our immigrant detention system that often hides in plain sight beyond public consciousness. We Live Memories of Resistance brings together in plain sight artists that engage the contemporary political stakes of historical remembrance and collective memory. By embracing memory as a living source of reinvention and transformation, these artists scrutinize the underlying conditions of immigrant detention to inspire acts of resistance that challenge our culture of incarceration and racial injustice. We Live Memories of Resistance is presented by Oxy Arts and In Plain Sight, curated by Stephan and Paulina Lara.
Hi, my name is Felipe Baeza. I am a Brooklyn-based artist. My artistic trajectory is tied to my history of migration. Through the use of collage and printmaking, I create densely layered compositions that examine how memory, migration, and displacement work to produce varied states of hybridity and fugitivity. I also imagine the structures and possibilities of self-emancipation for these fugitive bodies, which live and are persistently subjected to the hostile conditions and systems of this world. One puts everything on the line to imagine another kind of life as possible. In the words of Gayatri Gopinath, I'm more interested in creating other ways of seeing and living that are not imaginable within a normative lens and uncovering the forgotten possibilities.
Prison Ready-Made #1, Shank, is part of a collection of what I call prison ready-mades, which are objects created within the prison walls. A lot of these objects, the way they are created or the knowledge that someone needs to have to create them is why I kind of made the piece. And one of the most important things that I learned was a saying that is commonly used in prison called look, listen, and learn. If you can really learn those three things in that order, you'll do actually okay.
My name is Tina Takemoto. I'm a fourth-generation Japanese-American artist living in the San Francisco Bay Area. My work explores the hidden dimensions of same-sex intimacy for Japanese Americans who were incarcerated by the U.S. government during World War II. One of my goals is to question and queer some of the conventional ways that we often think about and tell the stories of wartime history and trauma. My artwork attempts to reanimate queer history through modes of fantasy, embodiment, and witnessing. I hope to highlight the textural and sensory qualities of queer history as a way of honoring Japanese Americans who lived, loved, and worked together during the wartime era and beyond.
My name is Karen Martinez. and I am a filmmaker and artist living in Houston, Texas. Living as a DACA recipient and as an undocumented woman while making art in the United States is a political reality that I cannot ignore. For this reason, my work focuses on those of us at the bottom of the ladder, mostly feminine entities tarnished by the male gaze. I invite you to experience the fragments of memory and imagination born from the confusion and erasure of history. I'd like to dedicate it to Indigenous, Central American, and Mexican women who are disproportionately affected by global apartheid. May we protect them, love them, and bring down the borders that seek to suppress them.
Hi, my name is Sonya Clark. I utilize the language of textiles, the politics of hair, and the powerful resonance held in words and in the material substance of things. Unraveled is made by a 3 by 5 foot Confederate cotton battle flag that has been taken down to its threads. It takes the systematic work to undo systemic racism, systemic hate, systemic oppression and subjugation. Unfortunately, these things are woven into the very fabric of our nation, and so we must undo them. And that is what Unraveled is attempting to demonstrate.
We are sorry for the human species. And with these ceremonies, new regalias are developed, regalias that blind us and make us deaf and prevent us from talking. They remove all the senses that we invested in as human beings and force us to feel once again.